Am I the asshole for uninviting my boyfriend to Christmas? I, 39 female, have been dating my boyfriend, 51 male, for about 2 years now. We live separately but see each other almost every day. I have 2 daughters, ages 18 and 13, and my boyfriend doesn't have any kids. He had a marriage and a long-term relationship before me, both with women who had kids, and he helped raise them. He's been lightly pushing for the relationship to progress, so I bought him a stocking and an ornament to hang at my house. We've also discussed cohabitation. Well, last night we were together and he said something about wanting to watch the football game on Christmas. Fine, not a problem. Then he added in about how children are to be seen, not heard during this time. Not funny. I asked when my kids have ever been disruptive and he admitted that they never have. He was just saying. We left it awkward like that for the rest of the day. Evening came and we had a few drinks and the football game came up again. This time he added that the kids can play in my 13-year-old's room and there will be no SpongeBob on TV this year, just the game. I asked him if he realizes whose home he's going to be a guest in. He then said that we could always go to his place and watch football, to which I said that sounded like a good idea. He added that he'd be keeping the groceries he bought for us to make Christmas dinner with too. I said my girls and I could eat ravioli from a can and still have a happy holiday. And that I regret trying to progress things.
I am never letting my dad drive my car again. So I never let my dad drive my car. Simply because he already has 2 cars. Why do you need to take my car? There is no logical reason why you would need to take my car if you already have 2. Okay? Well, this morning my dad walks into my room and it's like 6 in the morning. He tells me that he needs to use my car for something. I don't know what, but I was so tired. I didn't even question it. I was like, yeah, you could take my car. Literally, even right now, I don't know why he took my car, but he took my car somewhere. And I wish I knew what he said, and I was like, no, you cannot take my car, because now I'm in a lot of trouble. So basically, I keep, C's in my car. You know what I'm talking about. It's protection. I keep protection in my car. Not for me, but for my friend. I always keep a pack of protection in my car for my friend. I hope you know what I mean by saying it's protection in my car. Like, I think they start with a C, and they're used for protection. And if a dad finds some in their daughter's car, they're gonna get in trouble. I had some protections just like sitting right here, right next to the driver's seat, because why, like, I don't know, they're just there. Well, when I fully woke up this morning around 10 in the morning, I walk in the kitchen and they're sitting on the kitchen counter. The box is sitting on the kitchen counter. I haven't talked to him since. I don't know what to tell him. I don't want to talk about it. Like, truly, they were not mine. They were for my friends. But, like, is he gonna believe that? No. I don't want to talk about it. I feel like that's, like, honestly, he should have just minded his business. Like, I'm old. My birthday is in 2 days. I'm gonna be even older. And, like, at least you didn't find a positive pregnancy test. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta pick and choose, you know, like, oh. So yeah, when he gets home, let's see if I get kicked out. Let's see if he brings it up. I put the box in my closet, so it's no longer on the kitchen counter. But, I mean, I'm speechless.
Story time about how my mom planned to kill me. Yes, I said my mother. So a little background information, I was 16 years old and I was in 11th grade. Now it's not like my mom hated me my whole life, because there was a time whenever she was super happy and she did really love me. Well, it all started whenever my dad had left her. She went into this deep depression. She quit her job. She wouldn't get out of bed in the morning. She stopped cooking, stopped cleaning, and she always blamed me because she thought it was my fault that our dad left. When in reality, my dad still texts me all the time asking how I'm doing. All of a sudden, a flip switch, my mom started cooking again, going to work. I never really ate her food because it low-key looked weird. But one day I came home from school and saw her putting rat poison in my food. And I wish I was kidding. But she's fucking crazy. So I said hi, but she didn't answer me. So I tapped her on the shoulder. She turned around and put a knife up to my neck. I ran out the door, called the police. They arrested her, and now I am happily living with my father and my non-crazy.
Storytime, when the candidate I had to interview was my high school bully. I work for a fairly large company in the tech industry. I've worked there for 5 years now, and I have a fairly high up role in management. Over the last few weeks, I got roped into helping build a new team within the company and was assigned to do multiple interviews. This was fairly short notice for me, so my job was only to do the interview and give my impressions of the candidate and the results of my interview. The company is also just back to doing in-person interviews, so the process is even more wonky as of now. When I received the list of candidates for the day, I saw the name of a man we'll call Brad. It had been over 15 years since I had last seen him, but I could never forget the face of the man who made my high school years a living hell. Brad was your typical bully jock. I was an overweight theater kid in AP Math and Science, and you can see where this is going. Those were the worst years of my life, and Brad was one of the contributing causes to that. So to see him in the candidates here was a shock to me. I didn't believe it at first, but when Brad walked in for the interview, I knew I was face to face with the man who bullied me in high school. At first, Brad didn't recognize me, but as we sat down, he remembered who I was. He tried to play buddy-buddy with me, pretended that we were friends in high school, and I played along. I did the interview, and he did okay. Nothing standout, but middle of the pack. He made a joke about how I would get him the job, right? I laughed along, and he left. I finalized the interviews yesterday. I wrote Brad a scathing review, downplayed everything good about him, and exaggerated his flaws. I also wrote in that he tried to coerce me into giving him a good review because he was an acquaintance in high school. It's been 15 years since I graduated high school. I'm an entirely different person than I was then, but for some reason, I was dragged back to those days and I don't know how to feel.
My best friend Pam, female 22, started dating my male 22 high school bully. The fallout. Original post. Just as the title said, I, male 21, have a girl, let's call her Pam, female 22, I considered to be my best friend for the last 3 years. Pam has seen me go through a lot, especially after my family disowned me for not forgiving my cousin for hooking up with my then girlfriend 4 years ago. Pam was the one to help me through all that, and I genuinely thought she was someone who would never hurt me. But here I am. Last night she was hanging around my apartment and we were drinking. She's not good with it, so she got loose and admitted to being in a relationship with my high school bully. All of us were in the same class, so she knows the kind of things he, male 22, has done to me. Especially after my family disowned me. He got even meaner as my cousin was a part of his group. He and his gang of lackeys always physically and mentally mistreated me. I filed a complaint with the school, but we all know how helpful they are in these cases. Moreover, since I did not have my parents by my side, nothing was done to them and my life was made even hellish. Pam was the only one who kept me together, so I started living with her parents after I was disowned. So she knows firsthand what kind of torment that person put me through. Back to the topic. I don't think she immediately realized what she had admitted to. I went to sleep in my spare bedroom. I was too shocked to sleep, so I went to stay with a college friend. Pam must have realized what she confessed to last night and have since bombarding my phone with calls and texts. My friend took my phone away and I'm using his phone to type this post. Apologies for any mistakes. I am honestly thinking of cutting her out at this point. She means a lot to me, but I just can't be around her anymore. But I don't know whether I'm being unreasonable here. Can someone help me? Brother's girlfriend thinks I bullied her in high school. I don't remember her, and her story seems off. But I can't come to Christmas unless I apologize. My brother Jack is dating Jess. I met her in summer and she said we'd gone to secondary school together. She seemed upset I didn't remember her. So I apologized and she said it was fine, and then she walked away. I'm engaged to a guy I went to high school with and still in touch with a friend from school, so I messaged both of them and asked them if they remembered Jess, and neither did, so I figured that Jess just wasn't in my classes and that's why I couldn't place her. That night, Jack messaged saying I really upset Jess once again. I was like, again? It says that Jess says I used to bully her. I'm not going to say I was a great person in high school. I had lots of friends, but I was going through a lot of crap. So I could be nice, but could also often be just a raging witch. I never targeted or tormented anyone, and I truly do not think it crossed into bully territory, but I could be very rude and sarcastic. I was definitely not an a-hole, but bully is a bit much in my opinion. Jack said I had to text him an apology so he could show it to Jess. So I sent a generic apology text because I don't know what I actually did, and could only assume I was an a-hole to Jess at some point. Jack called me out on it being generic and said I needed to be specific. I told Jack that I didn't remember Jess. So if she wants a specific apology, she needs to tell me what I am apologizing for. Jess says I stole her boyfriend, gave her an eating disorder, and stopped her getting into her dream university. And here is where the story gets sketchy, because the guy Jess claims to have been dating at a time was a liar who told people we hooked up when we didn't. As for the eating disorder, I was a witch, but I would never encourage someone to develop an ED, as I had an eating disorder myself and BDD, so I was not about to make someone else feel bad about their body when I felt like crap about mine. As for the university, Jess says I made her fail an exam, and failing it kept her out of uni. I have literally no idea what she means. I'm also pretty sure that Jess and I went to different sixth forms, and sixth forms are where you do A-levels, which are the ones that get you into uni. So I have no idea how it's possible for me to have messed up her A-levels when we weren't at the same school. But bottom line is that she believes that I am personally responsible for all of this. Jack says that Jess said that where she's at in life now is all down to me bullying her. I still don't remember any of it. And I actually feel like I remember less with every new piece of info she gives me because it just seems off. Maybe I'm in denial and I need to take a hard look in the mirror. But until then, I'm having an issue giving a sincere apology. And without a sincere apology, I'm not allowed to attend Christmas. I haven't seen my relatives in ages, and I'm already in isolation in preparation. And my kids are really excited, so it would suck not to be able to go after all of this. But my dad is hiding with a Jack and Jess, and I said he wants to come to Christmas. So if I don't go to the high school home, I'm not invited. How do I apologize for something I don't remember and resolve this with the least possible drama?
Hi guys, thank you for watching. I love you guys so much. Please like and subscribe to see more great videos. See you again.